Hello, my name is Andrea, and in this video I will be explaining four big events that mark the end of the 20th century and the beginning of the current one. The first one is the unipolar world, and we are currently living in a unipolar world, and to understand this, we must go back to the end of the World War II, when the Cold War began and the world was divided into big poles, communism and capitalism. The Soviet Union was the main representative of communism, but because of the really bad situation that it developed during the Cold War, because of all the investment in military stuff, and the really totalitarian and repressive government inside of this country, people started to rebel, to generate revolutions. And well, in 1991, with all these unsustainable condition, the Soviet Union got dissolved in 15 different countries, and it proved to the world the superiority of the capitalist system. And we know that the capitalist system represented is the United States. So the world is no longer divided in two poles, but one, and it is capitalism represented by the superpower United States. The next term is terrorism. It's a term easy to understand. It is basically violence and intimidation acts that people do to generate fear in people in order to get or to achieve certain goals in political, religious, or social terms. Religion is an important word since it's the main reason why the terrorist attack exists, because religions such as Islamic State, they say that some countries such as the United States are the enemy, so they must be destroyed because of it. So people that follow this religion sacrifice themselves most of the time in order to follow and to achieve the goals of these religions. The second reason is because of political. In the Middle East countries, they have been governed by dictatorships for many, many years. So people inside of these countries want to change this condition in order to get democracy through these terrorist attacks. And well, the next topic is globalization. And you asked me why. Why does globalization exist? And well, we must go back to its origins that are in the beginning of the civilization. It was obviously not known as globalization, but people, the groups of people, these little groups of people start to exchange the products between them. And even in the conquer, when European people came here, they start exporting the products that they found in America to Europe, all the raw material, and well, those are the origins. Nowadays, globalization exists because it attempts to improve the economy life of the countries, and also to improve international relationships. A good example is NAFTA. I don't want to focus on it. I just wanted to mention, but yeah, it exists now because it's a great. Some people hate it, some people love it. Obviously, it has some pros and cons, but nowadays, globalization attempts to communicate people in order to create an interdependent world. It means that we depend on each other, all the countries. I found a video and it explains what is globalization, pros, cons, its history, and good examples of nowadays life. The next term is digital era, and well, the title talks by itself. I want to start this with a fact. It is estimated that by 2017, a third of the world's population is projected to own a smartphone. What does it mean? Well, that basically almost 3 billion people will be connected all over the world thanks to the internet. And the internet actually started as a military project called ARPANET in the Department of Defense of the United States. Actually, during the Cold War, they developed the system in order to communicate during the war. Well, and thanks to the development, now it's not only available for military purposes, but for the whole world, and not only for the war, thanks God, but for education. Thanks to the internet, you are watching this video. So it is available for educational purposes, business, entertainment, culture, so many things. Information comes and goes so quickly in the internet. Nowadays, we live our lives through the internet. We are constantly updating people through social media about our current life, and that's the way that we communicate nowadays. Obviously, it has certain pros and cons, but that's a digital era. We live through the internet, through these technological devices and thanks to this amazing system, we can change ideas, we can change, exchange, I don't know, discoveries, inventions, not only with people geographically close to us, but to people in the other side of the world. I think that's very cool. I also found a video and it's narrated by the co-founder of the internet. I thought that was pretty cool. He explains in very simple terms what the internet is, and I will let the links of the two videos that I mentioned in this video in the description box so you can check them out. I really recommend you to do that. And well, that was it. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was clear. And well, bye.